Going.
Hi, I'm Jody Schwan. Welcome to another edition of Talent Thursday. We always have a great conversation. I learn a lot during these partnerships with the Sioux Falls Development Foundation. Denise Gazzetto, who leads talent and workforce development, always lines up some interesting guests. And we're taking a little different twist with things today and talking about some programming that I think will be of interest, employers, businesses to you for sure, and hopefully parents and students to you as well. So, Denise, why don't you go ahead and introduce our guests?
Absolutely. It is my pleasure to introduce Jessica and Joe from the University of Sioux Falls. University of Sioux Falls is a great partner within our community, but also the students that are coming through and just matriculating and graduating are fantastic and wonderful additions to the employment opportunities that we have here. So welcome.
Thanks, Jessica. Thanks, Joe. So specifically, we're talking about talent tours today, and I always feel like I don't care if you're a high schooler or a college student, you get into a school setting, sometimes you can get into a little bit of a bubble, and it's amazing the difference that can be created when we get people out of that and we show them the world of workplaces that exist in Sioux Falls. And Denise, this is nothing new for the Sioux Falls Development Foundation, but you have been evolving talent tours here in recent months and years. So maybe tell us a little bit about what you've done most recently.
Yeah, we've put a lot of emphasis in 2024 on these talent tours. And the reason why is it really kind of is a very personalized, very engaging experience between the talent, whether the talent is a high school student or a college student, in this case, college, all from University of Sioux Falls, and then the employer. And what it does is it allows us to kind of target those particular disciplines, those majors, and then pair that up with employment opportunities that we see inside of our community. There are such great need for talent. And so we had that opportunity this past Monday to have a talent tour where we focused in on media studies. Over the course of the past year, we've done about almost 2,000 students have participated in these tours, connected to these businesses, but we just are coming fresh off Monday. It's now Halloween, and we're talking about the great experience we had. So,
Yep, fantastic. Jessica, I'll go over to you. Maybe explain a little bit about your role and the value that you have seen in these tours, including the one just this week.
Sure. So at the University of Sioux Falls, I serve as the Associate Director of our Academic Success Center here on campus. So our department wears a lot of different hats in regards to providing student support services to help ensure our students have a successful academic experience. But my role specifically, I focus a lot on providing major and career exploration and coaching to students, um, assisting them in locating and securing internship and career opportunities, and then also working with employers to be able to develop and then market those applicable internship opportunities to our students. So we started partnering with the Sioux Falls Development Foundation within the last year to start providing some of these talent tour opportunities to different academic areas for our students. We found it really beneficial and have really gotten a lot of positive feedback from students in regards to being able to really visualize what a career in graphic design, for example, could look like for them, and how they can really use their talents and skill sets to contribute to an organization. So we always receive really great feedback. And this past Monday, our students took visits to Lawrence and Schiller, Alpha Graphics, and Epicosity, and really had the opportunity to engage with professionals who are already working in the field and really immerse themselves in that creative world.
And Joe, you teach graphic design at USF. I know you had a chance to go along on these tours as well. What were your impressions and what value did you see for your students there?
I think it's tremendous value. I have followed up with the students since Monday, since we meet every Monday, Wednesday. So yesterday followed up with all the students that were on the tour, and all of them overwhelmingly said it was a fantastic opportunity, and it allowed them, as Jessica mentioned, to kind of visualize themselves in those different work environments. The reason why I like the diversity and locations of those work environments is all of even designers are going to want different types of environments, and also the nature of the work that those places do. It being located in Sioux Falls and us being, minutes away from those various locations makes it pretty easy for the students at USF to be able to travel to those locations. So it's very accessible, and it also allows them to picture themselves staying in the community. And up to this point, I've seen quite a few students not only stay in the community, but get design jobs. So, and that's
Nice.
really why I do what I do. It's like, when I see them getting a job in the local community and finding success in some of those areas, like that's, why I do it. So that's why I think these talent tours are just such a tremendous opportunity for the students.
Well, and very full circle for you. I know your career wound through LNS as well. And it's one thing, I'm sure, to stand in a classroom and try to communicate to students, what this is all about. It's a whole other thing to get them in the door and allow them to hear directly from the
So
teacher.
true. Yep.
The big thing, and as you said, you guys did a nice job of picking diverse locations, but the commonality, they're all in Sioux Falls. And I think, that's part of the narrative here, right, Denise? What did you see as far as see and hear, I would say, from the students that stood out to you?
What really stood out at the experience is it's just creating those micro cultures where people can really connect, and you can just see where they're just the right fit, right? And looking at each experience and then saying, oh, maybe the next one is going to be better suited for this student or this student. It was really cool. Very different cultures at each one of these organizations. And in that particular space, you need to really be part of that culture and that team and really be kind of embedded. And so that was the thing that really kind of stood out to me, is how this kind of process does create that view on both sides to say, this is a great fit. And we had a lot of matchmaking. And
Right.
that's what you want to see at the end of the day. And so something as simple as just getting these kids and these students, and they are wonderful, on these campuses with these businesses on their work sites, and just seeing that relationship kind of unfold and evolve in front of you, that's really impactful.
Yeah, Jessica, I'll go back to you, and I want to help people just understand the broad nature of the student body at USF, because yes, we've got great local students who are choosing to go to USF, but you do have a national draw. You certainly have a regional draw. As you're bringing in these students, what are you hearing from them? I mean, are they coming here to learn and then leave, or are they really looking to engage in Sioux Falls after graduation?
Sure. Yes, we definitely are attracting students from not only locally and regionally, but also nationally. And overwhelmingly, when students initially come to the University of Sioux Falls, it may not be front of mind that they want to stay in Sioux Falls. But over the course of their 4 years, I think they really can start to see that Sioux Falls is a place that they can not only gain experience while they are students here at USF, being able to attend a small private institution, but still have the opportunities that exist in a large city within Sioux Falls. But after graduation, they can also access social and networking opportunities, have an affordable cost of living. We consistently report that our graduates are staying right here in Sioux Falls and positively contributing to workforce development. So our last graduating class, we had about 83% of our graduates stay in South Dakota. And of those, 93% of them ended up here in Sioux Falls. So I think it becomes very well known to them by the time they get through their 4 years here that Sioux Falls is a really great place to start and continue their careers.
Yeah, and certainly things like these talent tours go a long way in showing them the opportunities that exist. Joe, as you're hearing from your students, particularly your juniors, your seniors, who are trying to figure out what does that job situation look like, what are they looking for, number one, and are they finding it in Sioux Falls, number two?
I think they are. The experiences I've had with my students, graphic designers in particular, is actually a mirror or a reflection of what Jessica's saying. I've known quite a few students now that have, I would say Minnesota is a good example. Like, I've had quite a few students that are from either Minneapolis area or somewhere in Minnesota that have gone to school here that now live here and work here as designers. And so it's like it's just far enough away where they're like kind of close to home still, but Sioux Falls gives them, it seems as though, many opportunities that perhaps a Minneapolis, much larger market, in a larger pond, may be a bit more challenging. And so I think with the growth of Sioux Falls, especially within the creative community, you kind of have an opportunity to grow with that creative culture. And in some cases, make something for yourself. I say it all the time. Creatively speaking, Sioux Falls is kind of the Wild West right now, where if you're interested in doing something, you really can afford the opportunity to try it out or give it a go, or find a community of people that are like-minded that you can sort of grow together with. And so in that way, I think there's a lot of various pockets of opportunity, especially within the creative space, to really foster that. And I think that USF and as well as the Development Foundation have helped sort of create those conditions for those things to happen.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with that. The creative community in Sioux Falls, even in recent years, has changed a lot for the better. It's evolved. So students, if you're watching this and thinking that, you know, you're in a creative field, could you do that in a town like Sioux Falls? Absolutely, you can. And another reason why it's great to get them inside some of these firms that are doing creative work. You're going to learn, you're going to be mentored, and you can go a lot of places from there, right? And I think, Denise, that helps begin to recast this conversation where, you know, if Sioux Falls is becoming a place, at least for a growing number of young talent, where you start your career, one, that's a win. But two, then how do we help them find that career path, right? Becomes the next step.
That becomes the next step. And I think that's what also they're getting to see, because they're asking the questions up front of the employers. They're very, very pragmatic, right? So
Right.
tell me about, and the questions I heard on Monday, tell me about how you're going to invest in me keeping my skills up to date. How are you going to invest in me going back, even external training? How are you going to invest in me as a person, as I want to maybe learn different languages that are out there, as far as, you know, computer science, if you're in that and you're coding, or if you're on a particular design, you know, what are the softwares that are coming out? And so you can see all of that conversation is happening so much earlier, and it's very, very intentional, and it's a good thing. Talent for a lot of years, and I'm part of this, right, where you weren't really comfortable having the conversation with employers about where you were going and what's the next step and what's going to be after this. And now with this new generation, that's what they want to know
Yeah.
up front.
It's like
And
we all pretended they were going to work there forever. They were going to do the same thing forever, right? And we just avoided that whole conversation about, you know, your next role, your next move, or whatever.
and they're not saying that. So
Right.
the good news is, if we know really what, because they're asking the questions and we can have that conversation, we can continue that dialogue. We can continue to have the conversation. And that's what opens it up to, listen, you're going to find work here when you're coming, you know, through college, out of college, those first couple of years, but then also you're going to find the quality of life things that are really important. You know, the social networks, the walkable, safe neighborhoods, a community that supports charitable giving. I mean, that's really huge. And I think, you know, if you're looking for an example of what can be possible in our community, we'll look no further than the mayor, right? He's from the creative community, and has been able to kind of transition to a different role, but something really that's cool. And that's what you have here, is you have a lot of opportunity. It's just take that stab, get your feet wet, go to a college here, get connected to either Jessica or Joe, both preferably, and then just start taking, you know, those steps into the programming that's offered, and then see all the possibilities of what comes next.
I could see employers too, if they're watching this, saying, well, how do I sign up for a talent tour? I'd love to bring the USF students, or maybe it's high school students, you know, into my workplace. Denise, what would you say to them?
Just reach out to us. Reach out to us at the Sioux Falls Development Foundation. You can get me at deniseg@siouxfalls.com. You can also go on to our website. We list out all of our programs, including the talent tours, on our website. So you can go to www.siouxfallsdevelopment.com. Jody, you can
Right.
correct me on that. Okay.
Correct.
And, you know, if you're out there and maybe you're seeing this and you're on the East Coast, because I'm from the East Coast, and you're thinking about, well, I'm already launched in my career, I'm now seeing this, you know what? There's a website called Work Sioux Falls, which that takes all the information from all of our wonderful employers and kind of houses it in one particular spot. You could search there for opportunities. So, you know, we'd love to have anybody from the coast or any of the neighboring states come here, because this really is a very welcoming community. And we really do have the Sioux Falls advantage. We really do root and really champion each other, which is so incredibly unique and special about the Sioux Falls community.
Jessica, kind of similar question. I mean, if businesses are looking, and I know you are very connected with employers here locally, but if they're hearing about maybe the graphic design talent in Joe's program, or just curious about further connecting with you, what would your suggestion be?
Yeah, definitely reach out to our office. They can reach us at career@usiouxfalls.edu. And we are always looking for additional opportunities to be able to work with organizations who maybe haven't had an internship program to help them build something like that. And then being able to take those existing internship opportunities and very carefully market those to students who are looking for those opportunities, and to our faculty members who see our students on a daily basis. And we're really trying to encourage our students at a younger and younger age to take advantage of internship opportunities for, the opportunity to gain real world experience, skill development in both technical and soft skills like communication and collaboration, the opportunities for professional networking, and then just giving them a chance to really do some career exploration, especially if they're undecided on their career fields.
Yeah, employers, be proactive. I mean, that's the message here. Like, you can see there's so many paths and so many benefits to doing that and to getting connected. So I appreciate everybody's work on this. I'm thrilled that you had a great experience on Monday. It's a related media here. I think it's great to be encouraging more people in our field, in the creative fields, and those talent tours are such a win. So thanks, everybody. You've heard the information if you'd like to follow up with them. Denise, another great conversation. Thanks for watching. My guess is we'll be back with you next week. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
Bye.